Well,
water?
yeah, well, as a state legislature, you're gonna deal with statewide, right? There's gonna be there are companies that are building data centers here, and there are concerns, like 1,000%, there are concerns. From the water rights issue, it's been something in Nevada that's been kind of kicked down the road. It's more of a federal issue actually, because we have a water compact with the Colorado River, and we only get like 7% or something for Nevada, and then everybody else, California and Arizona, and they get most of it. But the thing is, from my understanding, talking to people about the water issue, is if we have a strong federal representation contingent, like, across the aisle, whatever it is, Nevada is, currently a purple state. So, both Democrats and Republicans, if they got together and strongly advocated for what our actual water rights are, our water rights come from the actual river, not from the lake. Right. So the level of the lake doesn't actually matter to Las Vegas. It doesn't. It's actually we get the water from the river before the lake. And so if we advocated and stood our ground and said, hey, no, we get our water from the river before the lake's having issues, it's not really a Nevada problem, it's people downstream. But it would take, there'd be court fights, and it'd take a delegation from Nevada to really put that up and say, hey, no, this is not happening here. We're going to fight for our water rights. So if the water issue is solved, then we got to look at the other impacts of what data centers do, right? I mean, it's a lot of electricity. What are they doing? How is that affecting the grid? How is that affecting prices? Vegas is a unique place. From my understanding, there's several casinos that have their own solar projects, and they get energy directly from their own solar projects that they've built. And so it's like, I think there is a balance there that can be struck, but there are definite concerns when people are just coming in, and I've seen, data centers, these huge data centers getting approved by like a 3-person planning commission. Right. I think that's a problem. I think it's something that needs to be discussed, at a state level, and say, hey, what are we actually going to do with this? What are the positives and negatives? Because at the end of the day, also, data centers are going to come, like, everybody loves the AI, but then you don't want the data center. That's also an issue, right? Like, I drive by a huge data center, Switch is out here all the time, and it's like national security infrastructure. Like, they definitely built the wall for Switch. Right. So it's one of those things that I think we need to take a serious look at, and not just be swayed by the industry, not just be swayed by money. We have to understand how it has to be a good deal for Nevada. If it's not a good deal for Nevadans, then we can't do it. So at the end of the day, it's got to be a good deal. They have to solve the water issue. They have to solve the electricity issue, and also the environmental impact. As far as, I mean, that's electromagnetic. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, and a lot of these data centers, the technology, there's some that have better technology, right? They have recycled water, non-potable water that they're using, and they're recycling, and they're not just consuming fresh water. But then there's a lot that are just consuming fresh water. So I think that